In the first round, world champion Magnus Carlsen, who wants to use this tournament to tackle his new goal of becoming the first person in chess history to reach 2,900 elo, will face 19-year-old Andrey Esipenko, who leads 1-0 in wins in standard time control against Carlsen. Esipenko opened the game with d4, and after a few moves the Semislav defense was on the board, where black's supporting pawns resemble a mixture of the queen's gambit declined, e6, and the Slav defense, c6. After a threefold repetition, the balanced but unspectacular game ended in a draw on move 21. Carlsen afterwards stated that he could not find a good way to avoid that repetition. Fabiano Caruana, the 2018 World Chess Championship challenger versus Sergey Karjakin, the 2016 World Chess Championship challenger. After the opening move d4, the queen's gambit declined exchange variation occurred, which can be seen from the fact that white's c4 pawn captures black's d5 pawn. Caruana played very well and was pressing a lot, but missed, according to Chess Engine's evaluation, 2 chances to take a big advantage, where the engine bar jumped to a +2.0 at minimum. At move 22 he played knight to f3, but could have played pawn to f4 instead. And at move 30 he took the pawn on c5 with his d-pawn instead of his b-pawn. But those moves probably were very hard to find for a human. And so, the Minister of Defense, which is the nickname of Karjakin, still fought his way to a draw. Anish Giri, the world number 7, faced Rameshbabu Praggnanandhaa, who at 16 is the youngest player in the competition. Giri's first move was c4, the English opening, which was answered by Praggnanandhaa with e5, the so-called King's English, or also called reversed Sicilian, as white has the black position in the Sicilian but with an extra tempo. Giri continued with the g3 variation. On move 10 Giri played knight to e1, which was a novelty and considered a good move by the engine. Although probably Praggnanandhaa was now out of the book, the young player showed his skills and played an excellent game, which ended in a draw on move 44. This game, with both players showing an accuracy of 98.8% when compared to the top chess computer moves, was the most accurate game of the first round. The 25-year-old Daniil Dubov had to deal with the oldest player in the competition, Shakhriyar Mamediyarov. In the head-to-head at the standard time control, Mamediyarov leads 2-0 in wins against Dubov. After the first moves d4, d5 and c4, the queen's gambit was on the board. Mamediyarov decided to go for the Slav defense with the move c6. On move 13 Dubov played his bishop to f4, which was a novelty and thus led to a completely new game. This move was considered a mistake by the engine and led to an evaluation of which was in favor of Mamediyarov. From then on Mamediyarov played flawlessly and was able to extend his lead step by step to more than +2.0 according to engine evaluation. On move 22, even though his queen was under double attack, he took the pawn on f2 with his bishop. With this really amazing move that is tricky to find, he was heading for victory. On move 26 Mamediyarov moved his rook to d8, which was his only mistake in the entire game. After this blunder, Dubov found the right moves to equalize and both players agreed on a draw on move 30. Jan-Krzysztof Duda from Poland was facing Hungarian's Richard Rapport. Rapport leads 2-0 in wins against Duda in the head-to-head at the standard time control. Duda started with pawn to d4, and after a few moves the London system was on the board, marked by the white bishop move to f4. In this game there was also a novelty, this time already at move 7 with bishop to g3. It was an even game until Richard Rapport made a few small mistakes from move 28 onwards. Precise play on Duda's part led to Rapport giving up a lost position on move 41 with an engine evaluation of about +3 for Duda. Despite the best play, a few moves later Duda would have been a bishop up. So Duda managed the first victory against Rapport. Shankland and Vidit faced each other for the 6th time in standard time control, and Vidit leads with 2-1 wins. This game also featured the Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation and brought a novelty by Shankland at move 8 with knight to e8. Vidit already had an advantage of 1.8 by move 33 but could only turn this into a decisive material gain on move 70 when he was able to capture Shankland's knight with his rook. A few moves later, Shankland finally gave in and resigned. In the interview, Vidit stated that he allowed him some counterplay, that was why it was such a long game. The 22-year-old defending champion Jorden van Foreest faced world number 67 Nils Grandelius from Sweden. The game started with e4, which led to one of the most popular openings. The Ruy Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6. This time it was on move 12 where it was a completely new game on the board and with an accuracy of 96.6% compared to the top chess computer moves, Van Foreest was able to follow up on last year's performance. The decisive mistake by Grandelius happened on move 37, where he moved his king to e7 and Van Foreest was able to capture the pawn on c7 with a check. After that, Grandelius could no longer prevent his opponent from promoting his pawn to a queen and resigned on move 44. If you liked the video, please hit the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest chess news and tournament highlight videos. Thanks for watching.